Hello. So I was asked to open this conference by saying a few words about myself and about why I care about animals. But instead of talking about myself, I thought it would be more correct to actually introduce you to my mum. This is Kirsty Henderson, although she prefers to be just called Chris. She really likes going on cruises. She loves snowy weather, and she has a ridiculous sense of humor, which for some reason includes wearing different kinds of wigs at some point. I'm not sure I get it, but I definitely get my weird sense of humor from her. She was born in the 50s in a poor factory town in the north of England. She had quite a tough upbringing, and she spent most of her career working for the local town council where I worked, and it was her job to help those who didn't have enough money to get affordable housing. Of course, she actually went above and beyond quite often what her job required. So I can remember, for example, once where she brought another little girl home to live with us because her mum could no longer look after her because she was struggling with drug addiction. So in short, my mum is someone who was given very little and yet is always giving to others. And it seems unsurprising to me that growing up with such a role model that I would end up in the animal rights movement. As a young kid, I always had a very clear sense of morality, of injustice, and I think part of that was because I had Kirsty Henderson as a role model. Cool. And I think what we should do now is just wait for people to come in. So, you've learned a little bit about me. I'm the president of Anima International, and I can happily say, although I should do like a bit before the speech, like a fake speech just before. So now we're starting the real speech, guys. Okay. So I'm the president of Anima International, and I'm happy to say that my mum is a proud supporter, donor of the animal rights movement. Can I get like a round of applause for legend of Kirsty Henderson? Yeah. Okay, so you've heard a little bit about me, about why I care about animals, but more importantly, we should be talking about what are we actually going to do to help create the world that my mum taught me to care about. And that was one of the reasons why CARE conference was created back in 2016. The fundamental reason was to help build a strong animal rights movement. So why should you guys care about CARE? The first thing is it helps you to connect with other activists from across the world. It allows you to help spread knowledge and also get your own new knowledge and experience. It also has a focus on neglected regions, but particularly Central and Eastern Europe, which is why we're here in Warsaw today. It should also challenge you to have truth-seeking discussions and to maybe disagree with people. And finally, the reason that CARE was created and why we should all care about CARE is because it helps you to build a stronger animal rights movement. A quick word on what you should expect at this conference. The first thing is confusion. Maybe you could tell from the breakfast line this morning. Hopefully there will be a little bit more confusion, but not too much. You should also expect to have a lot of fun. And for sure there will be a lot of bad jokes. You should expect to be exposed to new strategies and new people, lots of them like-minded with the same mission. And a lot of discussions and probably a lot of disagreements. And when I say disagreements, I want to underline that. I think it's really healthy to not necessarily agree with each other, and we can do that in a very respectful and actually effective way. And finally, you should expect to leave this conference really feeling like part of a global movement. And what you should do to make the most of this conference is, if you're new, if this is your first ever animal rights conference, or if you're just brand new to the movement in general, woo! If you're new, you should really avoid thinking that, oh, these people have been here longer than me, or they know more than me, so I'm not going to go up to them and talk to them. I would really encourage you to remove those barriers and seek out people with information or experience that you think is useful to you. If you've been in the movement for a while, I would really encourage the opposite. Spend time with new activists. They've also got a lot to teach us. And finally, I would strongly push you all to kill your comfort zone, whether that is actively disagreeing with someone, speaking up in a talk when you have a different opinion, whether it is going up to that new person that you've never spoke to before and introducing yourself, or if it's just simply dancing at one of the after parties. This is the key to having a successful conference. Just one note on support throughout this conference. If you have any suggestions, questions, if you want to tell us that we fucked something up, don't bother telling us about the breakfast line being too long. We already know. We're going to fix it. But if you need any kind of support, you can just find someone with this t-shirt with team on the back, and they can help you. So just to bring this very brief talk to a close, I wanted to mention something just very important to all of you. This conference is not going to help animals. It's true, this conference is not going to help any animals. This conference alone is not going to change anything, never mind change the world. So why are you here? I think probably some of you are here because you want to try the amazing vegan food in Warsaw. I highly recommend Vegan Ramen Shop, by the way, although I have heard that there is something better called Uki Green that does even better ramen, but unconfirmed, yeah? Okay. Maybe you're also here to see your friends, maybe old ones and new ones, and maybe even some of you are here because you were simply told to come. That's totally possible. But that's not the real reason you're here. The real reason you're here is because you want to help animals like her. You're here because you want to change his life. You're here because you want animals like these to know that they have someone on their side. And you're here because you want to be able to look back on your life and say, I did everything I could to end this. It is you, the people at this conference, that are going to help animals. We need to accept responsibility that it is only through taking what we learn and do at this conference and taking action after it that we can actually make change for animals. So, why are you here? This is why we're here. Thank you.